what they would like to do is get Biden to say he's not running. So finish out his term, maybe, but definitely not run. And then that throws open the door to, Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, Jay Pritzker, governor of Illinois. And I'm sure there'll be 10 other Democrats. They're all, Elizabeth Warren will be back. Even Bernie Sanders, he's older than Biden, but he's much sharper, more energetic. So who knows? But anyway, Amy Klobuchar, people, here they come. 10 or 15 Democrats. I forgot to mention the Kamala Harris happens to be the vice president. So they all run. But you got to get Biden to do this. Now, there's a problem, which is, just taking him aside and saying, don't run, and playing out the clock till January 2025. Well, November 2024, when the election, January 2025, when the new president is sworn in, is difficult enough. But the Bidens have a problem, which is they're a crime family. And I talked to one of my editors the other day. I said, we're going to shut down the government at midnight on September 30th, but the impeachment hearings begin September 28th. And this is my point, Brian, and you made the same point. This is here and now. This isn't like, a year from now, let's figure it out. This is like happening right now. And I thought, well, they'll probably get around to impeachment in October. No, it's September 28th. So that's starting. And and I tell people, these impeachment proceedings will bear no resemblance to the three-ring circus that Nancy Pelosi was running. Remember the first impeachment, 2019, for Trump? What was he impeached for? Calling Zelensky on the phone. Well, he called Zelensky. He said, you got some aid coming, but by the way, could you look into criminal wrongdoing by the Bidens? Could you look into that? He was impeached for that phone call because the warmongers in the deep state didn't want anything standing in the way of a war in Ukraine. It turns out a year later, guess what? The Bidens were involved in criminal activity. They were paying bribes or receiving bribes. They were doing favors. Everything that Trump was just inquiring about in his own Trumpian way is true, but he got impeached for it. And then the second impeachment, he wasn't even president. They just, I don't know what that was. But so that was a circus. This will not look like that. If you want a model for what's going to happen, look at Nixon 1974. Now, in the end, Nixon was not impeached. The Republican senators delivered the message and he resigned, and that was that. But he was going to be impeached. That was clear. But those proceedings were run by a New Jersey Congressman, Peter Rodino. He was the chairman of the impeachment committee. And you always have a champion for the other side. It happened to be a guy named Charlie Sandman, also from New Jersey. I don't know, New Jerseyans were in charge. He was my local congressman at the time because I live in Cape May. I used to play baseball with his kids. He was the guy who stood up and defended Nixon. We'll see Jimmy Raskin do the same thing for Biden this time. But this is going to be sober. It's going to be deliberate. It's going to be slow. The evidence is going to be handed out in parts day after day. And it's going to be very compelling. It's going to be cumulative. And in my view, the American people will be very impressed with this because they'll see it as it should be seen, as a serious legal proceeding and not as a circus, number one. And why don't you just indict Biden? Well, the law is not clear, not settled, I'll say, but it's pretty clear that you cannot indict a sitting president. That's the mainstream view. That's why you have impeachment. When you have crimes committed by a president, the remedy is not indictment and criminal trial. The remedy is impeachment. So it's not just a sideshow. It's what the Constitution requires for a president of this type. So I think the American people will be favorably impressed with the deliberation and again, soberness, if you will, that goes into the Republican proceeding. It's going to last until probably December. If I had to estimate, there's a December recess. Then they'll pass articles of impeachment. They'll be delivered to the Senate. You got the Christmas recess, the January recess, State of the Union address. So the Senate probably won't take it up until late January, early February, after the State of the Union. Now, the Senate is not going to convict Biden. They're not going to remove him from office. That's pretty clear. But they still have to go through the process. But what it means, Brian, is that Washington is going to be frozen in place in amber from the end of September to probably early February. We got a war going on. We got a government shutdown. We got out of control deficits. We got the BRICS. We got all the things you and I have been and crime in USA. We got a long list. The open border, 7 million immigrants. Now they're sending the immigrants by train. Like why walk? The Mexicans are giving them cargo trains, and they're filling them up and running them up to the border. So that's all going on. But meanwhile, the Congress is going to be frozen in place and dealing with all these other issues. So that's the Biden situation. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the most important thing. Biden needs a pardon, and his family needs a pardon. If you knew that the Democrats were going to win, if you could count on that, you could run out the clock. Gavin Newsom gets sworn in or whomever, and they pardon Biden. That's the Nixon-Ford model. I keep coming back to Nixon-Ford. It's a better model for what's happening.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's of course been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.